Hey, can I ask you a strange question? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the level.
I don't have a clue what you just said.
Do you want an autograph or a photograph?
I'm sorry?
People often get nervous, but there's really no need to. I'm just a normal guy who, well, happens to be very famous.
Okay. Who are you?
Jeremy Gill!
Who?
I'm sure you will have heard of me. Maximo Cristobal Valdespino, the renowned explorer.
Can't say I have.
There has been much written about me. I have had many women.
Well, good for you.
Well,
I'll stay with you a while. If anything comes, I'll protect you as needed.
You are a gentleman.
Now, you don't know me very well.
You're a wonderful fellow, Tacitus. A man of rare distinction. Herculean labors performed almost effortlessly in the pursuit of art. What do you think of this hat?
Very exotic.
I made it for you!
For me? I'm just It would be wasted on me, Algernon. I mean, it's too fine for a man of my coarseness. Go. It's not exactly me.
You have saved my poor foolish skin once again.
Don't mention it.
I can't begin to repay my debt of gratitude, but no, I am eternally in your debt.
I do, Mr. Mason, I do. You take care now.
And you too, sir. This area is quite safe. Quite. Oh! Give me a hand, please. Put me out of my misery.
Come here.
Oh, dear. Thank you. I really did get some amazing pictures, thanks to you. And somehow, I haven't quite broken my neck.
You take care.
And you too, sir. Sorry for all the trouble.
As one of the two main protagonists of Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan is one of the most memorable and beloved fictional characters in modern gaming. As the 7th best-selling video game of all time, with currently somewhere between 63 to 64 million copies sold, Red Dead Redemption 2 has propelled Arthur Morgan into legendary character status, shared by few fictional characters within gaming and even popular culture. The wild success of this title is partly due to its main character, who won over countless fans and players around the world. Arthur Morgan was masterfully written by the team of writers at Rockstar Games, while brilliantly portrayed by voice actor Roger Clark, whose tremendous performance genuinely brought this character to life. So what's so special and great about Arthur Morgan? Well, Arthur Morgan is truly an exceptional or remarkable person. Initially, Arthur may leave the first impression of a gruff, coarse, and simple cowboy, the no-nonsense enforcer for the Vanderlyn gang. However, Arthur is in fact a highly intelligent individual, possessing an intelligence much greater than the average person. Arthur also possesses one of the most unique personalities possible. Arthur is extremely charismatic, with a very charming and engaging personality, and has been written so he is very comfortable in his own skin, while also possessing a very thick skin, and doesn't get phased easily. Arthur is very steady and a calming presence. He has a very healthy sense of humor and is very quick-witted, regularly demonstrating this trait and providing humorous moments with his perfect comedic timing in countless cutscenes. Arthur also has a big heart and is a compassionate person, but he does his best to conceal this, as he is the main enforcer for the Van der Linde gang. But most importantly, Arthur Morgan possesses an incredibly strong and vibrant intellectual curiosity, which enables him to have many traits and abilities, while also maintaining a strong interest in a variety of topics and areas which have greatly informed him, sharing interests of all sorts with a wide variety of different characters he encounters throughout the game's story. Intellectual curiosity is curiosity that leads to an acquisition of general knowledge. It can include curiosity about such things as what objects are composed of, the underlying mechanisms of systems, mathematical relationships, languages, social norms, and history. Intellectual curiosity is the desire to learn more about the world and find the answers to deeper questions. The intellectually curious spend their free time learning just for the fun of it. They dive deep into topics and subjects in which they're interested. They routinely seek knowledge and often engage with others in the pursuit of understanding. And this is what the player experiences as they progress through the story and open world of Red Dead Redemption 2. When beginning a main story mission, or either encountering a stranger and their accompanying mission, or a random event in the open world, this will always provide an opportunity for Arthur Morgan to shine and demonstrate the prowess of his natural abilities. Whether it's showcasing his dynamic and charismatic personality, agreeing to assist a stranger and learn more about a particular topic or remnant of history, or just providing help to someone in need. These all demonstrate Arthur's good nature, which significantly benefits from Arthur's intellectual curiosity, and I'll explain. As the main enforcer for the Van der Linde gang, Arthur is obligated to provide the proverbial muscle for the gang when dealing with rival gangs, participate and help with scores and big jobs that will pay well. In general, one wouldn't think of an enforcer for a gang, albeit a 19th century gang, as someone who is not only inclined to help others, but also partake in learning experiences in which their general knowledge is significantly improved. Arthur really has no reason to help these people, but he does so because, just like them, Arthur has a big appetite for learning, and for learning about the world around him. For example, Arthur is both an expert hunter and fisher, and is a skilled sketch artist, regularly observing the world around him throughout his travels, and these abilities only embolden Arthur's thirst for knowledge and learning. His knowledge of the natural world leads him to wanting to know more about it. In Chapter 2, the Stranger Mission, the Noblest of Men, and a Woman becomes available for the player to begin and eventually complete. In this mission, Arthur assists author Theodore Levin in his attempt to write a biography of legendary gunslinger Jim Boy Calloway. The problem, however, for Levin is that Calloway is extremely uncooperative, stubborn, wildly volatile, and hostile. Eventually, Arthur meets the volatile and hostile Calloway for himself, and Calloway is becoming very unruly. But Arthur is able to calm him down and even leave a favorable impression upon him through his charm, humor, and charismatic nature.
I'm nobody, buddy.
Well, I'm somebody! And I can't have any nobody being this somebody, you goddamn...
I don't know what the goddamn you are, but trust me, it ain't nothing I want to be, so you can't be me.
What a way with words.
Damn you, Theodore Levin! You're a snake! Damn you! Damn you, nobody!
Hey, I'm already damned.
Oh, but I can't take credit for that which them says I didn't. I'm an old man. This never happened to Achilles, to Gawain, nor Caesar. It can't happen to me. I'm gonna kill both of you.
Yeah, calm down.
I'm a legend!
Yes, you are.
All right, well, let's prove it one more time.
I don't have to prove nothing to you, nobody.
No, of course you don't, but maybe you need to prove something to you.
You got quite a way with the words. Maybe you should write my book and we should kill Plato here!
Let's not. Now, come on. Who shall we kill? I mean, you kill, I mean.
Ah, damn. I slayed my dragons years ago. I'm a tired old man.
Now, you're drunk and you're bored and you're a mess.
Well, I always hated Slim Grant. Oh, he killed my cousin. But that was years ago.
Well, where's Slim Grant? Who's Slim Grant?
This is him. An old friend of Mr. Calloway's.
He ain't no friend of mine.
He's state marshal now, out of Annesburg.
State marshal? Make a damn cousin killer state marshal, do they?
All right, I'll go get him.
Great. We'll wait for you at Brandywine Drop.
Just sober up and start practicing. Otherwise, this won't be a book. It'll be a memorial.
Whatever you say. You know what? I kind of like that fella.
There are two strangers in particular which highlight so much that makes Arthur so unique, despite being a gang member and enforcer. Albert Mason, an amateur nature photographer, and Algernon Wasp, a Saint Denis boutique owner who designs women's hats and clothing. These are two excellent examples of individuals who you might think have absolutely nothing in common with Arthur, but appearances are deceiving. Albert Mason is a bumbling amateur photographer who is struggling to capture the natural world in all of its glory. But with Arthur's help, Albert is able to capture some stunning shots which ultimately are featured in a Saint Denis art exhibit. At first thought, one would never expect Arthur to take the time out of his day and help someone like this. But after first encountering Mason, Arthur deduces that Albert is a very decent and kind person with not only a love of the natural world, but also a keen, self-deprecating humor that Arthur really seems to enjoy. Arthur not only enjoys Albert poking fun at himself, but Arthur also appreciates Albert's modesty and determination to photograph nature despite his inexperience. Arthur's interactions with Albert really demonstrate his big heart and respect and appreciation for the natural world. In their final encounter, after Arthur saves Albert's life yet again, and when the two men are bidding their farewells, you can really see just how much Arthur appreciates Albert and his company through his reactions, and in particular his facial expressions. The fact that an outlaw and a mere amateur photographer can have such a productive and endearing connection is fascinating and really speaks to the character of Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan and Algernon Wasp come from two completely different worlds and couldn't be more different as individuals. However, after meeting and becoming acquainted, Arthur agrees to help Algernon by collecting many and several different orchids, bird plumes, and alligator eggs. Algernon is an upper middle class, women's clothing and garment designer, and admires the remnants of the aristocracy. So why is Arthur helping him? Well, yes, Algernon is paying Arthur for his efforts, but Arthur's deep knowledge of and appreciation for the natural world and in particular, specific bird plumes and orchids, will assist him in making easy money. Furthermore, while Arthur himself may not be a purveyor of the fashion appreciated by Algernon, Arthur clearly sees that his efforts are helping Algernon in the creation of his craft or his art. And this is something that Arthur, with his intelligence, sense of decency, and intellectual curiosity, can definitely appreciate. While Arthur clearly admits that Algernon's taste in fashion and sense of style might not necessarily be for him, he does recognize Algernon's skill for producing these creations and goods, as Arthur respects Algernon's craft and handiwork. Arthur's ability to see past petty and superficial differences and to get to know, appreciate, and respect those from all sorts of different walks of life speaks volumes about Arthur's unique character and individuality. Arthur isn't judgmental, nor is he prejudicial. What this also demonstrates about Arthur is just how much of an open-minded, accepting, or welcoming person he is, and his natural tendency to immediately look past differences and accept people for who they are. With the exception of an older and much more mature John Marston in Red Dead Redemption, I can't see any other major figure from the gang acting this way, helping strangers and those they have absolutely nothing in common with. Not even Charles, who, despite being very kind and an outstanding friend to Arthur, just doesn't seem to have that outgoing spirit, charismatic personality, and big heart like Arthur.
You been up to much, have you?
Not really.
Read any interesting books recently?
No.
Seen any plays?
No.
You heard any good jokes?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, you fancy sharing it with me?
No.
Oh. You know...
Hey!
I wouldn't want to be stuck in the wilderness with you, Charles. I've had more fun, well, watching the grass grow.
This is what separates and distinguishes Arthur Morgan from all of his contemporaries. The overwhelming intelligence and charisma, the quick wit and healthy sense of humor, big heart, and relentless intellectual curiosity. It's these specific traits, characteristics, and natural gifts and abilities which truly distinguish Arthur Morgan from any other gruff, coarse, and simple cowboy or enforcer for a gang. If Arthur Morgan had a better, or even normal upbringing, and didn't fall into a wayward criminal lifestyle, growing up in a gang, there would have been an endless potential of possibilities for him. Arthur could have excelled as an academic, investigative journalist, lawyer, entrepreneur, rancher, proprietor, farmer, conservationist, and so on. Regardless, Arthur made the best of his circumstances, and while surely you can avoid assisting, or just outright avoid and ignore the strangers and random encounters with dishonorable gameplay, nonetheless, the developers of Red Dead Redemption 2 specifically included this content for a reason. And that was to showcase just how remarkable Arthur Morgan really is.